and welcome to our regular platform on the BFTV, Speak Out. And I have with me today our distinguished panelists who have been joining us to speak on the issue that is affecting us and affecting our country as well. They have been giving us their perspective, and you can be part of this discussion by following us on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, and also on our Twitter. I have the pleasure to welcome my distinguished panelist today, Mr. Energy Gabriel, who is a public affairs analyst. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I also have Mr. Emmanuel Michael, who is also a public affairs analyst. Welcome to today's discussion.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Let's go straight to our topic of discussion today. Nigeria just celebrated 60 years of independence. On a Thursday, that is about 60 years and 3 days today. Mr. Michael,
Sir.
at 60, if you said you want to equate a man at 60 with Nigeria, will you say Nigeria has done so well, or the man has done so well with what we are seeing?
To be honest with you, yes, I don't even know how to rate it, but I would say we may not have been to that place we desire to be, but every day we keep making progress towards getting to that place, because Nigeria has so many problems that are bedeviling us that when you now do some comparative analysis with other maybe countries, they might not have the same similar challenges or the same forces that were trying to pull us apart. So to some reasonable extent, we are making progress, but it seems the progress is very slow and very insignificant to many Nigerians who, whatever they are judged being fair to them is when they can feed their children, when they can get a lot of things on a platter of gold. So to me as a person, I might say to some extent we've done well, we are heading to somewhere, but it has not matched our expectation.
Thank you so much. Mr. Energy, do you think that we have reason to celebrate Nigeria at 60?
Well, thank you very much once again. There are two items there, celebrating Nigerian and celebrating Nigerians.
You know, if you are celebrating it, so it's for good.
Of course,
Yes.
whether or not it's for good. You know, we asked for this independence. It was not just given to us. You know, people like, may his gentle soul continue to rest in peace. People like Chief Anthony Nahoro, who moved the motion for self-independence around 1953 or thereabout. It was because we proved to our colonial master that we were ready, we were matured enough to be on our own. And to an extent, they have no option. Around 1960, they decided to say, okay, these people are now called a republic. And if you check from 1960 till date, it's 60 years. Good. That 60 years, I think it's a very long time for us to have achieved many things in life, as a person, as a country. And but if you come to see the environment today at 60, you still discover that the level of development is very slow. Okay. And why is it slow? Meanwhile, let me tell you one thing. In Nigeria, we celebrate two important events. We say Democracy Day and Independence. There was a reason for Democracy Day. The reason for Democracy Day is that when we transited from when we got the power from the colonial master in name of independence, there were some people who have been addressed as military personnel or dictator. Thank you very much. But we were not too ready to welcome what was coming from them. We were not comfortable with their policy and program. We now cry to say, okay, can we shift from the military to the civilian, which is more of the democracy, which we had in 1999. And if you still see from 1999 up to date, it's still the same. I don't know whether we still have the thought system that maybe the military we are not comfortable, the democracy we are not comfortable, so that we could go to the other side. So what am I trying to say? I am saying that we have achieved too low, we have achieved too small at 60. Okay, the funny part of it is that who are these our leader at this 60? You could imagine these were people who were above 20 before we got the independent at that 1960. And from 1960 till they put it 60,
yes.
it means
they
are above 80.
80.
And they are still the one ruling you. So there is something wrong somewhere. I don't know whether it's just a suggestion
So
as in Nigeria.
will it be that it's because of the age that is making our country to develop slowly according to your statement?
Of course, if you have a particular somebody.
Don't worry, hold your thoughts, please. We will come back to you. Mr. Mike, coming back to you, both of you have agreed that we are moving so slowly in terms of development, in terms of growth, depending on how we are looking at Nigeria now. But do you feel that if our founding fathers arose now and come and meet Nigeria with what we are seeing here, do you think they will be so happy and pleased and said, yes, this is exactly the pace we set before?
Yes, as much as we give so much kudos and credit to the founding fathers of this country, mind you, in their own little way, they also sow the seed of ethnicity that are bedeviling us today. Just like, my gentle colleague narrated the experience of how we, arrived at our independence.
Yes.
All of them as a nationalist, they fought with one expectation. We want to be a country that can handle our matters. But when they got the independence, what did they do? They started playing regional politics of suspicion of one another. This one moved to north, this one moved to east, the other one moved to west. And we have regional leaders playing regional politics. And their people see them as protecting our own interests. They are not looking at Nigeria as one entity that wanting to bind us together. So they are even part of the problem of what we are actually facing today, because most of the problem we are facing is a problem of people who are not believing in one common entity, indivisible entity of this country.
But our constitution says so now. That Nigeria is an indivisible entity.
But in practicality, it's not it.
Who's causing it?
It's because people have lost faith in this common, sense that we should be a one-bound, indivisible entity. And that is why when somebody got there, they call it a national cake. My friend, get as much as you can get for your cronies and for your friends and for your families, because it might not last for a very long time. And that is just a problem that we are facing today.
So if you feel that if our founding father arose today, they will be so comfortable to say that at least this is what we fought for.
They might not be comfortable, but somehow, if they are truthful to themselves, they will also be like, oh, we contributed to part of the problem we are facing today, which is the problem with ethnicity and religion.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. Mr. Energy, welcome back. Thank you so much. You were having some thoughts. Going forward, you said that that our leaders have not lived so well. We are moving so slowly to the particular development and growth that we needed before. And then I asked you to hold your thoughts. I will come back to you. Now, my other question is, going forward, what did you expect from our leaders?
Well, going forward is knowing where we came from. Because if you don't know your problem, you may likely not know the solution. Before 1999, where we transited to democracy, there were a group of persons who ruled as a military dictator. And we say we're not comfortable with these people. Do you still know that there are still the people ruling in this democracy? Let me give you a very brief history. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo still have an impact to play in this government.
But it's no longer
of course, Abdulsalam Abubakar still have an impact to play. T.Y. Danjuma still have an impact to play.
Buhari himself,
the sitting president, is still the president. These were the group of people who brought out policy and program, and we're not comfortable with it. We now say let's give it to other persons who are not military trained. But it is the same military people who are still ruling us in a democracy. So how can this work?
But it's a system that was supposed to change now, not the individual. If the system has changed to become, our nation has become democratically state or country, that means they have to change in line with that.
If you carry the skin of a goat and wear a sheep, does it make the sheep a goat?
Thank you so much, Mr. Energy.
Thank you.
Well, I know you have something to tell our leader. Understanding the fact that we are just on a minimal rate of development, what did you have to tell our leader?
It's very simple. We've looked at the policies, the program, the constitution, the institutions, and the structures we have. Some of them are one of the best institutions that should have given us, what should make us to go home and not be shouting in the street and not be shouting over this platform for our government to change. Just live up to your expectation. Believe in this country. Keep faith with this country. Match your words with your action. You will get it done. We have beautiful policies, but the problem is not matching our words with our action. Do the right thing. This country will give you the right second of things you deserve.
Thank you so much. Energy, I know you.
I have nothing to say. It's all about lack of political will.
So
there is no political will.
So what should I do?
Of course, they came up just like what my colleague just said. They came up with beautiful promises, beautiful plan, beautiful structure. But there is lack of political will to match it with their promises. So that is where we find ourselves.
At least they should have a political will to see how they can match words with action.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for sharing your view and your time with us. We will continue, and our discussion will not end here. Keep following us on ABF TV, on our Facebook page, on our Instagram, on our Twitter. Thank you so much, viewers, for listening.